Good morning, traders. Venderman here with FuturestraderElite to go over your NQ pre-market prep on 11/25. Let's jump in, pull this chart up. This chart here is set on the 1 hour, and we're going to start seeing if we can break down some things on this. Right off the bat, let's look at some pattern recognition. Back here, if you was watching any pre-market preps when this put this move in right here with this hook, I was talking about how this didn't look good, and then it put this in and it's dropped. Well, look what we got going on here. Looks like we're putting in another hook, and look, when we put this hook in, look at this drive right here to the trend line. Looks like the same thing here. We put in the hook, push to the trend line, and we might be getting another lower low put in, possibly today, maybe tomorrow. See what they want to do with the market when they open it. This is going to end up being a slow week, being Thanksgiving week. Market closes, I believe, at 1 o'clock on Wednesday Central Time, and I believe 12 Central on Thursday, I believe. And then it opens back up Thursday. Or no, I'm sorry. It hours are the same Monday through Wednesday, and then on Thanksgiving it closes at 1 Central, and then I believe 12 p.m. Central on Black Friday. So, I mean, there's going to be low volume, and so there's no telling. What if they want to drain this off before we get to the end of the week? Although all this happened in one day right here. So, I mean, let's say today we get the bullishness and get the push to the trend line, and then tomorrow's Wednesday. Somehow we make our way up here, and then we take out that low. Something for you to be thinking about. Not saying it's happening, but sure does look like something that could. Or they might come up here and somehow, well, I can't say they'll sweep this trend line and get to the 50% fib, because that's way too far. That'd be more than a sweep if it got up there. Let's take this down to the 15 minute. See what we look like, excuse me, on the 15 minute. So we had that gap up yesterday when it opened up, and then consolidated sideways through the night and dropped a little bit. And this is a pretty nice little drive it had yesterday. And it looked like it got up into them levels I posted in the Discord. I remember putting something in there about 950, 955, I think. You know what, I'm not sure, but it sounds familiar. Yeah, 950, 955. I was talking about rejection. And what happened up there? I had 950, 955, 970, and 975. We got the 995 eventually. Okay. Well, looking at this right here, yesterday we had this red line on here and was talking about this cup that it put in and what looked like a handle. And I said it was an ugly cup and handle, no doubt. But we had this red line in. We said we needed to get above it to be bullish. Right here, you have the cup. Right here's the cup. Handle, gap up, consolidated. Still a handle. And as soon as it broke, that right there, cup and handle, man, it looks like it wants to roll over and come down. But if it does, you got this red line here, which is around 600, it looks like. Yeah, 595, 600 area. You got the golden pivot at 772. It's got to get below that golden pivot before we could be very bearish or anything like that on it. That golden pivot could save it and maybe force it to the upside, maybe get to the trend line, which is a 200-300 points away, it looks like, maybe 250. And then if we do get below the golden pivot, you got to be looking at this red line, since if they really want to take this back up but bring it to the downside, ideally you would think they would tag this line, because we had it there, we tested it, we broke it. It would not be unusual for them, if they do draw this back, to test it and then bounce back up. We're in a bearish structure, so I would be expecting more downside until they can prove to keep busting through the higher structures and putting in higher highs. You know, now that we're in this area, let's see what we got. We're in this area here. We was back there. Back here, down there, cut back through it. We need to, that's so ugly. We need to get above that. We need to get above 300. You know, this, if they want to take this to the upside, they need to drive this, break that trend line, break that trend line right there, take this high out, and get up in here somewhere, and then maybe let it breathe. I mean, wouldn't be hard. It's only 600 points or so, maybe a little more, to get us there, and then maybe drop it 300 points to cool off before we take off back to the upside. They need to do something here. Otherwise, it's going to tag trend line and go down. That's all I'm going to have for NQ pre-market prep this morning. I will post levels for the PES boxes and everything in the Discord like I always do before the market opens. Try to see if we can lay out a game plan on some areas that we need to look at for some entries, exits, take profits, and all that. And then we'll pay attention to some of these key levels, that trend line up there, and these pivots, of course. Some of my favorite plays are these first reaction pivots. So we'll be watching that. Everybody have a great trading day. I will see you in Discord, and I will see you in the trade recap. If this is your first time here, smash that like and subscribe, and then come join the Discord for free to see what we're talking about over there. Have a great day, everyone.